You know, I don't even know where to begin this afternoon with this outright stupidity. Even though I detest social media, there are some positive aspects to it. Breaking news travels a lot faster. If you're bored one day wondering what happened to the nerdy kid in high school, you can find them on social media. If you're looking for a contractor, someone to do work at your house, maybe a mechanic for your vehicle, you can ask your social media followers for recommendations. There are some positive aspects to social media, but the negatives far outweigh the positives. Just like the woke movement, social media is a disease, it's a cancer, it's a fungus to society. Netflix did a documentary several years ago about the dangers of Facebook. If I'm not mistaken, Sean Parker was one of the people behind the documentary. He was one of the people at Facebook during the beginning phases. He was the guy that secured their first capital investment. He was talking about the Facebook algorithm and how the site was intentionally designed to get people addicted to it. Social media brings out the worst in people. It also influences trends. One of the trendy things right now in our culture is victimhood. Everyone wants to be a victim. Everyone wants to be the center of attention. It's a poor, pitiful me mindset. Ooh, look at me. I've been wronged. Donate to my GoFundMe so I can file a bullshit lawsuit. People are now trying to capitalize on their victimhood. They don't want to work to build a platform. They don't want to put in the hours, put in the grind to build a platform and audience the right way. They want to take the easy way out. I am building my social media following through being a victim. Oftentimes, when you hear debates on the topic of something like welfare, you hear people talk about welfare being passed down from generation to generation. Kids obviously emulate their parents. They see mom on welfare growing up. They think that's how you're supposed to live. Now we are seeing parents pass down this victim mentality down to their children. They're passing it down to the next generation. We are raising a generation of kids to be victims, and then we wonder why they're soft. I'm about to show you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. Sesame Place is a theme park in Philadelphia. Like most theme parks aimed towards children, they have parades where the kids can see their favorite characters in person. An Instagram user named Jody, with about 5 million eyes. Jody attended the parade this weekend with her two young daughters. Rosita, their favorite character on Sesame Street, Rosita, was making its way down the parade route. Jody's two daughters went to interact with Rosita, but they were declined. Why? I consulted with my magic woke 8-ball, shook it up, and the answer landed on mythical racism. According to Jodi, a fucking cartoon character on Sesame Street rejected her young daughters because it's racist. Watch the exchange for yourself. Did you see the mythical racism? Did you notice it? Ooh, it was staring you right in the face. That evil racist cartoon character. It didn't want to touch those little girls because they were black. As it turns out, this was nothing but a misunderstanding. As you saw in the clip, Rosita was already waving someone off before it made its way to the young girls. Someone in the crowd asked if Rosita would hold their baby so they could get a picture. That is against company policy for obvious reasons. Rosita tells that person no, tells the two young girls no as well. Now put yourself in Rosita's shoes for a second. You don't know if the two young girls are with the person asking for the picture. You're in the middle of a fucking parade. Hundreds of kids are trying to get your attention. Someone asks you to hold their child, you tell them no. Immediately after, you see two young children vying for your attention, you tell them no. Normal people call this a misunderstanding. Normal people call this logic. Normal parents deal with their kids' disappointment, tell them disappointment is a part of life, and move on. Not Jodi. No. You're not going to disappoint my child. My child will never be disappointed. You racially victimized my young daughters. I'm going to fight for their right to never be disappointed and to always get their own way. I guarantee you, Jodi took her young daughters home that night and explained to them that they were victims of racism. I guarantee it. What makes this even worse is the reaction from the shit fucks. Oh, the shit fucks came out in full force. Deacons at Woke United Methodist sent out a bulletin instructing all members to attack Sesame Street. Now you have to remember, Sesame Street's a card-carrying member of Club Woke. They are learning the same lesson Rachel Nichols learned the hard way last summer. There is no loyalty in the woke movement. You're teaching children how to become a non-binary pitchfork? Doesn't matter. You disappointed a black child. Check out this reaction from Beyonce's former backup singer.
Okay, so had that been me, that whole parade would have been in flames. Like, are you serious? You're not going to speak to my child? And did you see that baby's face at the end, the little one with the pink on? She deserves an explanation. Hello?
Are you fucking out of your mind? They owe this child an explanation? An explanation of what? You know who owes the child an explanation? Her mother. It is not Sesame Street's responsibility to explain to the child what happened. That's what the mother is for. That's what the father is for. This goes back to the lack of accountability that we talked about earlier this morning. Everyone's always looking for someone else to blame. The damn kids, they probably forgot all about this once they got home. The mom's the one with the problem. But the responses from Woke United Methodist get even better. My God, do they get even better. Look at this absolute bullshit from some dumbass named Wendell Pierce. This dude cannot be serious. This moment is so violent. These kids will be damaged the rest of their lives. The trauma, oh, the trauma. It's just too much for me to bear. I cannot handle this emotional pain. This takes me back to my childhood trauma, where I was always picked last for a round of butt bongo. Wendell Pierce, I gotta congratulate you, dude. I've got to give you credit. I might have to put your picture behind me on the Woke Hall of Fame soon. I have seen a lot of good bullshit, but this is some of the best bullshit I've ever seen. But it gets even better. Another parent saw all the attention Jodi was receiving for victimizing her own daughters. She decided she wanted some attention for herself. She uploaded a video of the mythical racism that her daughter endured at Sesame Place. Watch for yourself. Now, I'm no expert on mythical racism, so I contacted our resident expert on the channel on this subject, Jamel Hill. KC, it's Jameli. The mythical racism in this clip is so obvious. Rosita hugged the little white girl, but just waved to the black girl. This is a direct violation of the woke commandments. Have these people never been to a parade before? This type of thing happens at every parade. The characters can't just stop and hug every child at the parade. Some kids get hugs, some kids get waves, some kids get ignored. That's life, it's not racism. Due to the backlash they receive from people who identify as garden tools, Sesame Street committed the cardinal sin. They broke this channel's golden rule. You never apologize to the shit fucks. Ever. Ever. Sesame Street, they issued this apology. Now, you think this satisfied the rake and shovel? You think this caused Beyonce's backup singer to quit threatening to shoot flames out of her own ass? No. They blasted Sesame Street for what they called an insincere apology. Check out the response from the mother, Jodi. She is demanding a public apology to her daughters. Isn't that what they just did? Are you illiterate? Do you not know how to read? I'm pretty sure the words "I apologize" were included in their statement. Sesame Street does not owe your kids an apology. Matter of fact, they don't owe you shit. I'm sure her daughters were disappointed, maybe even devastated. Tough shit. These people are constantly seeking attention and validation. I say this all the time. We used to celebrate toughness. We used to celebrate survivors. Being called soft They used to be considered an insult. Now it's a term of endearment. People are celebrating victims. I read an article in Business Insider the other day. It was talking about this new generation entering the workforce. I think they call them Gen Z. Most companies are learning not to call them at all. When I was coming out of college, me and my friends, we were looking for any company that would hire us. These kids today are different. Business Insider interviewed several hiring managers. They said these kids don't want to work for companies that don't align with their personal values. What are those personal values? I want to see a diverse workplace. I want to see Tran Dan working alongside Questioning Quentin. I want to see Gay Garrison working with Sherry Shovel. I want to see lesbian Lisa working next to Rhonda Rake. Managers also stated these kids don't work well under pressure. They don't respond well to demands or orders. They want to be coddled. They need constant reassurance, constant validation. Basically, they expect to be treated the same way they were treated growing up. It all starts with the parents. We have a generation full of entitled victims. It's easy to see why they're that way. Kids get rejected by a cartoon character at a fucking parade. Mama cries mythical racism. But let me know what you think. Was this a clear case of racism or an overreaction by a sensitive mother? Give me your thoughts on the reaction from Kelly Rowland and Wendell Pierce. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.